This is the air plant display, a glass cabinet that houses plants called Tillandsia that take the moisture and nutrients from the air. They don't require any soil and very little upkeep. So all I have to do is fill a water tank once a week, and then I can just walk into a room and enjoy 24/7 tropical plants. Some of the plants will flower, but all of them will thrive in this cabinet because it's set to 75% humidity with this little humidifier box, and that means that they've got the perfect conditions to grow. Without this, I would have to dunk all the plants in water once a week, and in fact, I'd probably have to spray them once, twice a week with water as well. So this really wasn't practical with 40 odd plants that I have. So I knew there needed to be a solution for myself here. And do you know what? I love the result. The whole design was made from one of these IKEA display cabinets. So I guess that kind of makes it an IKEA hack, right? Either way, it's a nice and simple build, and the framework makes it even better to put this plastic mesh on. So the whole thing, it's not going to take you more than a couple of hours, really. What I did is I started off with some of this, I don't know what they actually call it. It's just this mesh grid that I got from the local hardware store. I cut that to shape, and that was to hang the plastic mesh from the top to the bottom, but also to stop water building up on the bottom. It was something I worried about at the beginning. Doesn't seem to be a problem actually, but it gives it a bit of airflow on the bottom just in case the humidifier needed it. So yeah, cut this to size, and then with the plastic mesh that I got off of Amazon, which is designed to, well, do you know what? I don't even know. To keep cats out, to stop them from damaging things. It doesn't matter. There's a mesh that exists to stop cats from doing stuff, and this is perfect. It's don't actually have any here to show you, so I'll show you a close-up of this. It's another grid-like pattern. And what I did is I hung this from the top, initially with fishing line. Found that took quite a long time. It was really fiddly, so I used these twist ties instead. And honestly, a lot simpler. That just went round the grid at the top, twisted it round, and held the mesh on. And did the same bit on the side, just keeping the mesh somewhat taut. This is so that I could put the air plants through. Most of the plants would just hang on this mesh. The bigger ones, I would just snip a little bit of the mesh so I can hang them through. You can probably see better on the close-ups for this one. Actually, speaking with the metal mesh on the top, just add a little bit of a gap. It's really going to help you. I used a couple of little washers or little nuts, and it just gives you really nice even spacing. And I'm just looking at my notes here, see if there's anything else I should add. Do you know what? I think that's pretty much it. It's a very simple build. Mesh at the top, mesh hanging down, mesh at the bottom. The mesh at the bottom, I also used a few nuts just to give it a little bit of an air gap because I was worried that a puddle of water would build up. Never actually happened, but better safe than sorry. In the display cabinet, there's all sorts of air plants, and just to be slightly awkward, they like slightly different conditions. Most of them will like roughly the same: high humidity, indirect sunlight, and sort of 20 to 30 degrees C. So as long as you've got around about these conditions, they'll be fine. You'll know very quickly if you've done something wrong because they'll start to curl up, they'll brown on the tips, and that's when they're stressed. As long as you react quickly, they'll come back to life. So I suppose they are quite easy to look after if you keep your eye on them. And what I thought I'd mention though is I have got this humidifier inside, and this is really what makes it simple because you just put this box in and it will do all the work for you. But the tube, this is the bit where I think there's a bit of a top tip for you here. It's a 40mm tube that I got off of eBay, but it was in a big curl like this when it came to the post, and it just wouldn't straighten out. So what I did is I set the oven to 50 degrees C. I put the tube inside for around about 10 minutes, took it out, straightened out the tube, left it on the floor, and then just put it in the cabinet when it was cut to shape. And yeah, it just stayed that way. I put a zip tie on the tube and the side of the cabinet, and every time I change the water tank, all I have to do is lift up the tube, take the tank out, put it back in. Very nice and simple. Yeah, so pretty much that's all you need to make this whole thing work. I think if I were to do this again, I would not use tap water. I would be using spring water straight from the start, because I think that stressed out the plants a little bit. That's another thing that might be worth noting, is you don't really want to use tap water if it's not got a lot of minerals in it, or it's a very chalky or hard water area. It's fine for a little while, but it can damage the plants long term. So spring water is ideal. Rainwater would be great if you're dunking them, but I would not put it in a humidifier, because you could get something like Legionnaires bacteria distributed around the house, and actually that can be deadly, so don't do that. Yeah, that'd be a bad idea. So yeah, spring water, you can buy it in the shops, a big tub of it. I probably use that. Again, looking at my notes here, is there anything else I should probably mention? Oh yes, yeah, I also added a little USB fan, because a lot of these plants, they do need to dry out if they become extremely wet, and some of them actually will pass the seeds, or I think they just require airflow actually just to survive. So a little fan in there, stays on 24/7. It's extremely low power. I'd recommend that. Anyway, this whole build is not too expensive if you get second-hand items. If you get them new, it's still not too bad actually, and it looks great. So I highly recommend it. I'd like to know what you think about these videos. I know I say to myself, and I've probably said in a lot of these videos, that I'll make something every couple of weeks, which is often true, but I just don't film it because it takes a long time, and well, I don't always get a reaction from people on YouTube, so I don't upload it. But if you like them, then please leave a comment. Let me know if you like it, or if you don't, I won't take it to heart. Be critical. Tell me what's wrong. Just don't be harsh. No, you can be a little harsh. It's fine. And I want to make more content, so this will help me. Either way, thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe. I will catch you later. Have a good day.